In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to a Reborn in Power series featuring two of Evemore's chosen. One of the Dusk, and one of the Dawn. And the most climactic clash the Core Realms has ever seen. Follow along as we dive into the conflict that curses the realm of Evemore and her children. Last time, you had spoken to Arkaya, William Sor, and how Arkaya has been doing. And you wish to bring, it seems like you want to bring them into the whole battle against the Formless, try to create a common enemy for them to face, to unite them in some way. Arkaya explains that the Empress of Huvero is going to need some convincing. So you, Arkaya, and you've also acquired Grand Sage Orkelis, his voice, to accompany you to Huvero, the capital of Huvero. Once going through the pillar transport, you feel the desert winds kind of flow through you, and you feel the sand hitting your body. You almost have to like bundle up so that it doesn't screw, like, you know, your skin and all that stuff. You see two Archons that have these wraps all around their face up to their eyes, and they only have like their eyes, and their eyes are like piercing yellow, and they approach with large stabs that almost have like larger, like kind of bludgeoning type weapons on each end of them, and they come up to you. It's like, and they look over towards Arkaya. What brings you?
We wish to speak to the Empress. Empress Ayuda.
And to whom do we speak? Archmage Arkaya of the Arcus Academy, and Professor William Sor, Elite Plasmatic Knight. Archmage, we shall take you to the palace. And you begin to head over to the palace. As you each trudge through the sand, you see the the storm, the sandstorm is pretty strong, and it's pretty dark here. I guess nighttime over here, and you can only see like big sandstone towers and walls where you are, and buildings that are made out of sandstone. People are walking through with wraps around their entire body. There's not many people that you see, and you do see a large tower, like towering structure, ahead of you as you walk through this city. And sometimes the sand will lift up, and you have to trudge your way up. But you see the mages, the two that are leading you to the palace. They seem to be walking completely fine. Like they're kind of trudging through it very easily.
It's probably because they're used to it.
Mm-hmm. Arcasia is just like trying to glide her way through, and she looks over towards you and is like, "You want to contact Orkelis to see where he's at?"
Will do. And I'll take out my codex and I'll send a message to Grand Sage Orkelis.
Okay.
And pretty much just say something along the lines of, the Archmage and I just arrived. We're being escorted to the palace currently.
Okay. And after a moment, he responds back, "Already here."
Grand Sage has already arrived.
Good. All right. That means that Ayuda should be taken care of for now. I've never had a good place with her at the table.
Well, hopefully I can change things.
Hopefully. And you continue moving forward until you reach these large doors, and you see them, the two guards go up to the doors, and then they, it's almost like they have this different looking Majin link. It looks like a geolink, but it kind of flows in this particle way up their arm as you see sand sand keys begin to lift out of the sand, and then the doors and you see pillars inside with a large spiraling staircase. "Arcasia, we believe you know the way." "Of course, I will lead on." And she begins to walk through. "Come on, let's go."
Will do, and I'll follow her up.
And as you enter into this palace, you see around you are these portraits of previous emperors, empresses. You see several. It's almost like they idolize their leadership here. And you also notice that every now and then you'll come up to a section where you can walk off, and you'll see two guards standing there looking at you. And Arcasia continues to move forward, and she moves up to the top, and you see at the top there are 6 guards, and they look over. "Archmage Arcasia, you've been expected, as well as William Sor. Please enter." And you begin to walk through, and you see Arcasia is kind of trembling, and she begins to walk up, and she's like,
I'll put my hand on her shoulder to like help her relax a bit.
Okay, yeah, you can feel she's trembling, and she's like, sorry. I am a little nervous.
You're good.
All right. And as you guys enter through the door, you see Grand Sage Orkelis is kind of walking around, pacing back and forth. You see large pillars that hold these hovering artifacts on top of them. There are two of them. One of the artifacts looks like some kind of gauntlet, and the other one looks like a large shield. And you see an archway that is basically off to to a balcony, and it oversees the entire capital. And you see a female who stands around 6'4". She is completely ripped, and she has long hair that drapes down to around her buttocks, and she has a gown that goes all the way down and just kind of glides around across the floor. And as she turns around, she looks over towards Arcasia and yourself, and it's like, glad for you to join us. Please come in. And Arcasia is just like, she begins to walk forward, takes a seat. And what do you do?
Why, thank you, Empress. And then I shall I'll try to walk up to her so I can like make her acquaintance.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an influence check.
Okay, I'm going to use my charming as well. God, I hope I don't do bad. Crit! And 18 plus 12, 30!
18 plus 12, that's what your total is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's because I used my charming feat.
Yes. Okay. You come up, and how do you greet her? Do you like kind of take her hand?
Yeah. Exactly what I was gonna do is, and I'll be like, Empress Ayuda, it's a pleasure to meet you. And then I'll do that.
She's taller than you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. No, well, I know you described her as like muscular, but I'm still gotta like treat her like a lady, man. Yeah.
And she looks at you. She's like, the pleasure is mine. I believe I've heard the name William Sor before. You have quite the reputation across the pillars.
Hopefully, it's a good one and well deserved.
And she kind of allows you to kiss her hand, and then she's like, please take a seat.
I shall.
And the Grand Sage comes over to you. He's like, in some time, everything will be okay. Okay, no worries.
Oh, I know it will be. And I'll give him like a little side wave.
And Arcasia,
like I know exactly what I'm doing.
Arcasia looks over, is like, and is still quiet. And Ayuda looks over like, Arcasia, how are you, my dear? I am doing well. I have been rather busy with the Senate as of late. Yes, this whole ordeal with the Professor Hyterian I've heard of. And she goes and takes a seat at her little throne behind, like right by the balcony area. And as she sits there, she looks around, and she's not looking at any of you. She's just kind of like looking around the room, and then she looks straight towards you, and then she's like, you've been busy as well, haven't you, William Sor?
There's no rest for the weary.
And she then continues to look around, again. Like she's almost evaluating the space around you.
Mm-hmm. So she's pretty much like reading my aura in a kind of sense.
Yes. And as she does this, she then stands up and walks out to the balcony. And then Arkaya says, like, surely you know why we've come. At least messengers have been sent to you. I know that you're looking for assistance from me, but is it about this Hyterian? Because I cannot spare any of my men.
It wouldn't be to protect Hyterian whatsoever, even though part of this is related to him.
Please speak. Tell me, what have you come here for?
We have come to ask for your assistance. Are you aware of the crimes that Hyterian has committed?
Only that there is some kind of conspiracy about him trying to raise the Titans.
Unfortunately, that is nothing more than a conspiracy theory. If anything, he was attempting to do the opposite.
Really? And she looks back, and then she begins to walk forward. Please, elaborate.
There are creatures born from conflict, known as consolidates. They've been extensively researched by many different groups, including the Plasmatic Knights as well. Even the Grand Sage, and I'll motion towards Orkelis, had some research on it as well. These beings can take the form of others and know their memories as well.
Really?
It was only recently that I was able to defeat the strongest one. However, they have captured the Throne Lord of the Dwarven Citadel and my Emperor Zahn as well.
And why does this affect me?
Because these beings can infiltrate any world and can turn you against everyone else.
So what is your plan?
The extermination of the consolidates by having a unified assault and to recover the Throne Lord and Emperor Zahn. I want a unifying moment, not just for our people, even though they're desperate for one.
And you say that these formless are born from catastrophic events?
That was the initial theory, and there was evidence to support it. However, we may have a new one that we've been currently working on. And it's believed that they could also be created by someone. But they are all come from that same planet.
So what if you destroy this planet or destroy these formless? What happens then? What if another is born because of this great catastrophe for their people?
Well, it is only would be one. And that would be it. Luckily, the Grand One, I was able to slay him, and he was born from the reset.
The reset.
Probably one of the greatest cataclysmic events of all.
Yes. And our people suffered for it. Archaya kind of... she kind of looks up. It's like, if we can, Your Grace, we would like your assistance in taking out these formless, or at least rescuing those on their world. And you wish to rescue the Throne Lord and Emperor Zon. How could they get themselves captured like that?
Because that's how powerful these beings are when we are divided.
I've heard stories about the Throne Lord and legends about the Emperor. Are they all fake?
Not all. But every leader is surrounded in some sort of mystery or glory. I know your people hold you in great regard.
Yes, but that is because I am a descendant of those that have come before me. I am just blood. Now, don't get me wrong, I do wish to make sure that I can keep the respect that I deserve, which is why I've trained my entire life to be as strong as I am. But that doesn't make me a being of legend like that of the Rin Emperor, or a great figurehead like the Throne Lord.
Different cultures, but I like your approach. It's admirable and one of respect.
The Grand Sage kind of leans forward. Empress Ayuda, if I may. William Sor here has been working diligently, not only with us in the Sage Sanctorium, but also with the Arcus Academy, as well as the Rin Empire. He has worked alongside the Rune Forgers. I know of his reputation. Do not get me wrong, Orkelis. But just because there is a reputation there doesn't mean I should weaken my forces so that the Quexian theocracy can come in and wipe us out. So, my question is, what are you going to do about that, Arcasia? We can't promise that we can control the Quexian theocracy if we weaken your forces, but we will be trying to negotiate with them to also help out with this. Oh, you want me to work with them now? Not necessarily, it's more just... Oh, I get it.
A ceasefire, temporary truce?
It's always been a ceasefire since the armistice was around. It's been 2 cycles now. Almost 3.
If you're worried that they might try to do a surprise attack, I may be able to offer some protection.
It's your castels that operate within the Quexian theocracy. Surely an archmage can quiet them down. I can definitely speak to the other archmages and make sure that the castels cannot... What if we got everyone of Arkaya, every single castel, even the Quexian theocracy, to come and unite against this threat? Unification of Arkaya. That would be a gift from the gods, as the Quexians would put it.
And she does believe this is how we can do it.
Who?
Magenium.
Oh, right. Are the rumors true that you are some kind of chosen? Speaking to the regals that watch us from above?
I have spoken to some.
And how do I know that for sure?
Would you... I guess you can have to take my word for it. You don't have to, though. I completely understand why you would be skeptical.
Arkaya kind of leans forward.
Plus,
If you wish for actual proof, there are ways in order to do so. But it's up to you whether you want to take that risk. And what are these ways, Arkaya? Please, enlighten us. There have been theories that potentially if one were to probe the mind of a chosen while they are within this vision, then they will also venture to the same vision or same place. But there are no Nugonians here. We are within Arkaya. The harbor is just one stop away. In fact, if William were so inclined and were to try to gain an audience with Magenium herself, maybe we can get the theocracy on board as well and have you each go into this mind to meet with Magenium herself. I'm sure they would like that. But would William like us toying with his mind like that?
I've been through a lot in my lifetime. There was a reason why I've spoken to these entities. This is nothing.
Can you just communicate with Magenium like that?
Not always. But if it's for this purpose, well, I do hope she answers the call.
Very well. If the theocracy is willing, I will be willing as well. And if Magenium actually answers the call, I will be willing to send my forces.
Thank you, Your Grace.
And she looks around and is like, anything else? Arcasia? No, Your Grace. Well then, I believe our meeting is settled.
It is. Thank you for listening to us.
You may go, and she waves her hand, and the doors open up. And Arkaya stands up, bows.
I'll stand up and bow as well.
Arcasia bows her head, and the three of you begin to leave. And as you head out, I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check.
Okay, Disciples Will, let's go. One of those is cocked.
Yes.
Reroll that one. I kind of prefer the cocked one a little bit more. 30.
As you go to leave the chamber, you feel this strange twitch at your mind, and then you begin to see a slight glow from your eyes, and you see this. You see the towering tree of Moriot turning a thick black as it goes up through the roots, up to the top of the tree, and then it encases itself. And then your eyes come back too. And you walk out, and you kind of shake your head. Archon looks over at you. He's like, "Well, that was rather better than I expected."
Positive first step. See, Arcasia, we don't have too much to worry about. Now, tell me, how's it going to be when we speak to the Quexian Theocracy?
Well, they are a bit zealous. Whatever we do, we can't mention Ayuda.
Understood. So, if we can't mention her, how are we supposed to convince them?
We explain that it's good. It's for the good of Magenium.
I believe I can work something out for that.
Well, we know that you are actually, well, liked inside the Quexian Theocracy, William. Even though you've probably never been there.
Yes, my reputation speaks for itself.
Well, they believe that you are like a champion. But also, there are some that don't like you there.
Can you inform me of the ones that don't?
The more zealous ones. They're the ones that will probably try to send assassins after you if you go anywhere within Quexia.
They can try. I've survived much worse.
Of course. And Orcalis is like, if we are done here, I would actually like to go and visit the other archives. See what's going on. Alright? And then I will get in touch with you once everything is finished.
Alright. Thank you for your assistance.
Of course. Always a pleasure, William. And he begins to walk off, and you see a rift open up in front of him as he walks through. Alright, I guess now we just will return back to Anesso and then plan out our next strategy for Quexia.
Sounds like a plan to me. You got any ideas?
Not right now, no.
You didn't think we'd get this far?
No, I didn't.
I can be persuasive.
As you... Oh, I know that, William.
Oh, no.
And you guys begin to leave Huvero. As you leave Huvero, you return back to the pillar transport. I'd like you to roll me another dispel check.
Disciples will, let's go. I got a crit and then a nat 1.
Okay.
Hold up. I gotta do the math real quick. Oh, 31.
Okay. As you walk up to the pillar transport, your vision becomes very hazy with all the sand flowing through. And then you see a figure from the sky begin to a huge kind of crater erupts in the distance, and you look off to the side, and Arkaya looks over towards you. She's like, "What's wrong, William?"
And I'm gonna roll like a perception check, like so I could get like a better look.
Go ahead.
$23.
23, you look over and you see this large crater that and then stops, and a glowing light is emitting from the center of it, and it's getting brighter and brighter.
I think I see something.
And Arcazia's like, you see something? How can you see something through all of this?
One moment. I want to try to use guiding light.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a religion.
Mm-hmm. And wait, I have like a bonus thing, religion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because of the guiding light.
Oh, yeah, so it's the +5. Heck yeah. $33.
33. As you go to use guiding light, you focus and you see this purple light shine. And as it shines, it goes to the pillar transport. But you see this white light shining, and it's getting brighter and brighter off in the distance. Arkaya is just like, I don't see anything.
Here, stay close. And I'm gonna start like heading over there a bit.
Okay, you're gonna head over there
Yeah.
as the guiding light is going towards the pillar transport.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm sensing something. I gotta know. I'm doing what William Sor would do. Because here's the thing, I know that with Evemore and whatnot, that like she's not in the best state. Mm-hmm. So I have to assume, even with that happening, that I'm assuming the bad's taking over, because why else would that I get that vision with the whole Moriat tree thing? Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming it's trying to give me the opposite of what I need to do. Okay. Just because I rolled well doesn't mean I naturally know that, or else I would be metagaming.
Okay.
I justified it. Makes sense.
Okay. So you continue to move forward. As you move forward, I would like you to roll an endurance check.
$21.
21?
Yeah. So I should probably not be doing that. That's what it sounds like?
As you move forward, the light becomes very difficult to even look at. It's bright.
Am I sensing a brightness very similar to like the whole the cryptic words of like dying in their light. Am I getting that kind of vibe?
Kind of, but not really. It's hard. It's hard to figure out.
Okay. I want to roll a strategy check on this.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not just going to instantly change my mind. I got to evaluate. Crit. Wait, I'll give you my total in a sec. $27.
27. You look over at Arcasia. You try to look back at this thing, but it's really bright. Arcasia is looking directly where you're looking, but she doesn't seem to see anything. This is in your head. Mm-hmm. So whatever this is, it might not be fully there. And it's something that's in your head, mainly messing with it.
Never mind, Arcasia. I think something's just messing with my head right now. I keep seeing this
is it
blinding light over there, but you don't see it, can you?
No, I can't. Do you want me to go in there to see if it does anything?
Here. I'm gonna hold on to her arm so I can like accompany her without having to look at it, and then have her go there because I'm not gonna have her face whatever I think that could be alone.
Okay. She begins to approach it, and you are holding her hand. As you get closer, it gets brighter and brighter, and you're kind of holding your eyes back. And then finally, you get up to it, and the light dims. And you see this being stand up and look up towards you.
Does Arcasia see this too? Can I sense that she sees this?
Arcasia just kind of like looking around. It's like, are we here yet?
Yes.
And
what are you? And I'm looking at it. What is it?
She's like, what are you looking at? The being looks at you. And then you see it go to reach out towards you with its hand.
I'm going to what does it look like? It's even can I roll like some sort of like an analyze check of sorts? Like I'm not sure if this is like a phantom of thing, so maybe I can't do that.
Roll
maybe a strategy.
Okay, no. What would William Sor do? Would he let this thing touch him, or would he try to get out of the way?
I would probably initially back up as it goes for me.
Okay, you initially back up, and you see it stop. Put its hand down. And then says, well, it doesn't say anything. It puts his hand up like this, putting his entire 5, and then he goes 4, 3.
He wants me to touch it.
2.
Okay, so go without me.
1, and then
I'll go for it.
You touch it, and as you touch it, your body shifts, and that's where we're on this session.
Oh, damn it! I was just thinking, wait a minute, maybe it probably would have been better if I just, did the Quexing Theocracy thing like I was supposed to. Just using it, after the fact.
Yeah.
But it telegraphed telling me that I'd be okay, so there's that.
Okay. Yeah. So, that happened.
Okay.
Now we go to...
Now, considering that I phased out, now I think I have an idea what's going on here. And now I think I'm majorly fucked up.
We shall see.
Uh-huh.
Some stuff is going to happen.
I can tell.
But now we can move on.
Wait, whoa, no, we can't. Because how much CP do I get?
You only get 18.
No, I figured. I just needed the clarification.
That was a shorter one. I just wanted to keep it a little bit shorter.
I got you.
So, we're going to switch over to Siron now.
Alrighty then.
So, we left off with you being now in, I believe you're in cycle 12 after the reset. So we're going to go another 3 cycles. Time scale.
Gotcha. So I have some questions. Now, based off me going to see these other combating tribes of sorts, how's that been going?
They're mainly at war across the Duskian worlds. What you've figured out is that you're gonna need to take them out, or else they will come for your worlds. Like who basically it's like an all-out war to see who's going to become the next leader of the Dusk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I can wear that around.
Yeah,
for my people. Yeah.
And you're not sure how many worlds there are out there that are like challengers.
Mm-hmm.
There might be hundreds.
Then I'll be spending all my time visiting these places and doing what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So during this time, you're going to need to... Well, you've... So the first cycle, you have sent out people throughout the core. So far, reports back are minimal for the first cycle. Every now and then you'll get word of one of your people coming back talking about how they encountered another rune forger. And how basically the rune forgers they seem to be respected. And then only one time within this last cycle, one of your men came back reporting about how they met a Redicon from Moriat. And they explained how they're not very smart, but they have they still have that familiar sense of loyalty that you would get from a Redicon.
Well, then this will work to our people's advantage.
Yes, so what is your plan for these next 3 cycles?
Okay, so, well, I mean, when it comes to the the worlds and the Dusk, I'll be spending all most of my time like doing military campaigns, taking care of those, making sure each one joins us. Go one world at a time, pretty much. Have those warships. I'm probably going to give a motivating speech, something along the lines of like, you know, Evemore has chosen me for this. I want to be a great uniter. Through this bloodshed, it shouldn't have to be done, but they've brought this upon themselves, and they're already going after each other. It's only a matter of time before they come after us. But that we have the advantage, the technology, and that we have Evemore's guidance. Mm-hmm. Which is why we shall win.
And during this time, Tenten has been studying the sins that you had met. The sins that looked eerily identical to Redicon. Like they were built that way. He explains how Tenten explains to you that the programming that they have is literally meant to follow the orders of the Archon. And also, their identity markers indicate that they are from Evemore.
I still wouldn't use them for like military might or anything like that.
Well, but he explains that, and he's like, I don't know what to make of it, Archon.
Well, and based off the reports from those we've sent out, the other Redicon, especially on Morion, aren't the brightest.
No, they aren't. I would like to try to understand this technology a bit better, but I feel like the only way we could understand it is if we were to find a civilization that understands it.
And I'm assuming I would instantly think Vicroniax, based off what we see in the Codex entries.
Yeah. Vicroniax is like the only one that you have like mostly knowledge of.
Then those that I've sent out, some will be diverted to Vicroniax, and we will bring you some.
You would also have a little bit of knowledge of the Dwarven Citadel as well.
Then we'll probably get like 1 or 2 from each.
Okay. Also, within the next cycle after that, something happens where it requires your attention. Specifically, a personal matter. Vendez calls you. Archon.
Vendez, it's good to hear from you.
Likewise. Our old friend, he's feeling rather down for some reason. Gorvir.
I can speak with him, if need be. Where is he?
He's on Orogokain. He wants me to go with him to hunt an Agralock. But he also wants you to come as well.
I could use a break.
Honestly, I understand if you still have things to do.
Hey, a good hunt can clear the mind. Helps you focus. Isn't that right, Spec Ops?
And, do you go to hunt with him?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a while, and like I still got to keep the people closest to me motivated, and like even though I have a world to lead, Gorvir's still always been a homie. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't break that.
And you
plus he's probably the most loyal one of them all. Let's be honest.
So you head back to Orogokine, and you see Gorvir comes up to you. He's like, Scion! And he goes up to hug you. Gorvir! And he's like,
I like hit his shoulder, give him a big hug.
Sorry, Archon. And he goes and bows to you.
I would still bring him in for a hug. Yeah.
Vendez kind of like leans back, and it's like, so, the plan is to go out and hunt some Agralock. And then, Gorvir, you're going to cook us some meat, right? Oh, of course. I love cooking Agralock.
I still remember all those cycles ago. Made the best Agralock I ever tasted.
Oh, you'll have even better now. I've been perfecting my recipe.
What's the secret?
Blood.
Anything for flavor.
And you guys go out to hunt some Agralock. I'd like you to roll me a... Do you have survival knowledge or no?
I'm like 90% sure I do. Give me a sec. I got every knowledge but that.
Well, go ahead and roll me a straight will then.
Will do.
will do.
Ha! Okay, yeah. Oh man, that's not good. 12.
12. Yeah, it's been a while since you've done this stuff, and you see Vendez and Gorvir are like leading right now. You're kind of just following at this point. And they go up and they climb up the trees, and you remember the pathways through the trees, like how the Agralocks are usually nest inside. And you go up, and you see that Gorvir is like, okay, I found one. Let's kill it. Vendez, first shot. Vendez.
And then we'll rush in.
He goes to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Vendez fires it, and then it just shoots straight through its neck, and then you see it basically collapses. And then Gorvir's like, "Oh, Vendez, why'd you kill it?" And he's like, "Sorry, I've gotten a little bit better at my skills."
Aim just a little lower next time.
Yeah,
but that was still a good shot.
Thank you, Archon.
And hey, Gorvir, less of it that is tainted by lasers or bullets, the better it would be to cook.
But my secret recipe is blood.
Then you can rip out its insides.
Okay.
Get the juices flowing.
And you see him go up, and you guys continue to hunt. It's rather fun to kind of let loose a little bit with them. And eventually you guys begin, like, Gorvir begins to cook and you have like a little campsite. And Vendez kind of just looks over at you, and sorry, give me a second. I'm going to put this on chat. He looks at you as like, so Archon, have you gotten any indication of like what the plans are? Like, Goravir has been training to, fight for the battles that we are heading on. Myself as well, but I feel like I want to do more.
And what would you both wish to do?
Goravir is just kind of cooking. He's like, oh, I don't know. I kind of want to guard you. I feel like you have other guards, but I know you better than anyone.
You are probably one of the most loyal of them all, Goravir.
Yeah.
And I trust you.
Plus, if I was there for the battle of the asteroids, I probably would have saved Raiten and you.
Yes. Wait a minute. Wait, was Goravir even actually part of, like, he was with Arch Commander Vorman, wasn't he?
He wasn't.
Oh, where was he?
He was on a Rogokain.
Oh, he was? Oh, I wanted him to come with.
Yeah.
Okay. We would never know, but to prevent another tragedy like that again. Yes, I would like you to accompany me, Goravir.
Sweet. I'll be quiet when you need to do your things, But I've become smarter, Okay? I'm smarter than most enforcers, okay?
I know.
And Vendez is like, yeah, he's I've been teaching him a few things. But I'd like to help you find your greatest adversaries and report to you what they do, and then strategize ways to defeat them, or even find your greatest allies that might provide useful intel, or at least alliances that could prove beneficial to us.
Well, Sultan Maroon would be the official spokesperson, but we haven't fully entered the core yet. How would you like to be my diplomat for that? The alliances that we make. Spokesperson. You know me just as well as Goravir.
I do. I can definitely assist in that. I will find allies that could help us in certain situations, but I will make sure that they know the extent in which we are willing to help them.
All alliances come at a price.
Is the goal still the same, Archon?
To unite all Redicon? It is. I only wish we wouldn't have to fight for control. Sometimes I wonder why Evemore doesn't just step in. But I understand why. I think I do.
Why do you think?
Because a leader must be forged. One is not simply just born into it.
Gorovir.
The only one that can gain that level of respect without having to do much would be Evemore herself. For what she says goes. But for us, simple Redicon, you must demonstrate what we are capable of.
Gorovir continues to kind of rotisserie the Agarlock, and you see he's like, "Alright, here you are," and he kind of gives you like a big stick with Agarlock meat on it. And he's like, if Evemore were to stop them, how do you think she would do it?
Well, probably through a display of force of some kind. I mean, she is entering her other cycle, after all. Question is, if you would ask how, I bet she would find the leaders of each one and make an example out of them, so that there would be no question, no doubt of her intentions. And then, the one on top carries out her will. But like I said, we have to be forged for it. You must earn that.
You suddenly hear a...
I'm gonna look at my codex.
You see it is Tentin. And it says, "Archon, I need you here at once. It's urgent."
Would I assume that we were mostly done with this cooking anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Are you finished eating?
You're eating right now,
Okay.
as this is happening.
Mm-hmm. How long would it take me to get back? Because I want to be able to finish the food.
I mean, you have a void rune.
Oh yeah, I can just go back after. After this Agralock stick. Or something. I want to be able to finish eating. Okay. Probably talk with them for another 15, 20.
Okay, yeah, you kind of do you put it down or do you respond back?
I'll respond back saying that I have another matter I'm attending to currently, and that I'll be there as soon as I can, probably within, whatever is the equivalent of 30 minutes.
Okay. And you send that, and as you send that, you continue to eat and everything. And then suddenly you feel a pinch in your temple, and you stop eating, and you stand up.
It's the fatal flaw, isn't it?
And then you pulled out your
okay, I get it.
Rune,
Yep.
And then you see and then you activate your rune, and you go through it, and you go through the portal as you hear Vendes go, "Archon!" And then it disappears.
Dang, I knew I was going to regret that.
You enter. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, I'm looking for the sounds. You know?
Well, after I enter, before I even talk to any of them, I'm going to leave a message saying, that Tentin said I'm needed for an urgent matter, and Evemore is telling me I need to do this right now.
you enter into a destroyed spacecraft, and you look around and you see the gravity is there's no gravity, and you're kind of flowing through, and you have to activate your
like environmental gear and whatnot.
yeah, but basically you have to activate your boots so that you can land onto the metal. But you see Archon bodies flowing, and
Do I assume they're from other worlds, or they're like my people?
your people.
Oh no.
And as you look around, you begin to hear Levi Shine Dui Voingo Zaya, and then you see a huge glowing kind of purple aura appear from another room that kind of you have to walk down towards, and it's dark inside here. What do you do?
Guiding light.
Okay, you go to activate your guiding light, and it the glow appears, and you see it go through straight into that room.
Okay. I'll go into the room, but I first want to message Goravir or Venus, whoever has the codex. I mean, maybe they both got one. I don't know, but
Okay, you go and pull out your.
to like message
Your
him the
codex?
thing as I'm like walking through. Yeah.
Okay, you
Kind of like a teenager that just, you know.
go ahead and roll a
walking
stealth
around.
check.
Stealth. Okay.
I'm assuming you're doing this so that you don't
Wait, that I don't what?
so that you don't get them to see that you're coming through, like
Well, who's them?
whoever's inside this room.
Oh no, I don't care if they see that. I'm just doing that. I'm just doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. If it was something for me to be like really afraid of, I have a feeling Ebor would have done something a little more than just toss me in and be like, "Hey, fight these things now."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just whipping out.
You whip it out and you send the message, and then it goes through.
Cool. And then I'll put it in my pocket and head in.
And as you walk around the corner, you see a creature that is sitting there meditating. He's kind of floating a little bit because of lack of gravity, and you see he has 4 arms and a larger extended head that goes up into kind of like a cone in a way, and then you see he's doing something with his hands, and this glowing, almost like runic symbols are creating this large circular aura that is this purple aura, and he continues to chant Zai Voinde La Jueva.
Do I have any clue what he's saying?
No.
I'm assuming codex translator type thing wouldn't work either.
Do you have a translator? It'd be in like a travel pack.
I feel like in 3 years I would have hoped to get one of those by now. But
Yeah, you probably would have.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll use that.
Okay, you go to try to get it to translate, and as it does that, it begins to record what he's saying. As it records what he's saying, it responds back exactly what he's saying.
So it's like its own language, or like he's just saying my names.
It's like he's saying something that doesn't have actual meaning in your language.
Okay. Why has she brought me to you?
And then you hear Roy Vizon, and then the runes fizzle out, and you see he puts his legs down, and as he puts his legs down, and his arms, and he turns around towards you. He has 4 eyes, and his skin is almost like this brownish, greenish color, and he has veins kind of popping out in multiple areas. He's probably around 7'4", so you're a little bit taller than him, and he looks at you as the famed chosen of Evemore. How do you like your ship?
Well, this ship I'm not much of a fan of anymore. But I have others. Bigger, better, faster, stronger.
He just stares at you. It's Evemore finds her way to the Dusk, and then she chooses you.
This sounds like it disturbs you. What I don't understand is, why aren't you just accepting it? She's already spoken.
She has yet to speak. And you see, he puts one hand out towards the wall to his left. And then he's like, Zandeva Roishevo. And you see he activates some kind of rift. And he's like, my people will come for you. Prepare. And you see him go towards the rift, and then it disappears. What do you do?
I'll use the void to get out, and then I'll go to probably go to Rogokind so I could speak with Maroon, and I'm assuming Regulus is there, so that was at the start.
Yeah. So you head out to Rogokind to speak to Maroon and Regulus for this. You go to Maroon's chamber where Regulus is also there, as you have made sure to contact them, let them know what is going on. And Maroon is like, what did you see?
One of our ships destroyed. Quite a few dead brethren. And Evemore willed that I go and speak to whatever tried to summon me. His people are coming for us, and he's declared open war. We must respond accordingly.
Did you get any name?
I did not, and strangely, I could not translate what he was speaking.
What do you mean? You could not translate?
It spoke in tongues, but words that I did not understand. Not only that, my codex couldn't translate it.
We will prepare the forces. What can we expect from them?
formidable adversaries. Only our faith in Evemore will guarantee our victory here.
You begin to plan. Prepare. Your men have already been preparing. They knew that this one mark will come. Now it is coming sooner. You're not exactly sure when their forces will arrive, but you know that they will arrive eventually. How will you fortify your position on your 3 worlds? You already have those sin that are supposed to be on your last world.
So, yeah, it will be the Sin's duty to specifically guard that world. And, of course, they can do military capacity within that. Mm-hmm. So, that I'm not concerned with. So, it's really only 2 worlds I gotta worry about. Let's see. Of course, they want to eventually go for the capital city. Of course, go towards more Rogokine. So, I know that needs to be the most fortified. But at the same time, since now this is all being thrust upon me, I have to, think out loud here.
Feel free.
Of course.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Basically, you're gonna have practically this last cycle to prepare. Mm-hmm. So this is
I want to really considering that we already have a lot of people that have been training, I think we'll be good on forces.
Yeah.
But I definitely want more technology brought over to the first colony.
Do you want to try to get the Sins to build technologies for the colonies, or are you going to try to just focus on your men building them? If you choose the Sin route, the Sins will be able to build it in half the time.
I figured, yeah.
You also have the Ritanium.
I trust the Ritanium to help with those efforts.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I trust the Ritanium to help with those efforts, to also help lead my men on this. I definitely want... You know how I was doing some beast taming very early on? Mm-hmm. I want to make sure those squadrons are ready. Because when we have raids, I'm going to rely on that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to be able to send just Agralock in.
You have Agralock riding Redicon at the ready.
Wait, Agralock riding? Oh.
Yes.
So it was like the Agralock is riding the Redicon themselves. I'm like, wait a minute.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. No. Okay. Yeah, so definitely have those units ready for that. When it comes to technology, I definitely want our Redicon to build it. I want Tech Spear Tenton to be more on that colony. For a lot of this, still, of course, to be in constant communication. When it comes to a lot of our learning, I definitely want more stuff focused on us building the technology. But still, of course, we instill the values of Evemore and everything like that. But I definitely want more, STEM research going on for the Redicon.
Vorman is whipping the men into shape, and they are more prepared than they've ever been.
Perfect, I like that.
After all, they've had now 4 cycles to prepare.
Good. Okay. Yeah, so then we'll be prepared for that. The warships. So I know that we have at least 2. Definitely have the one the Ritanium has taken over that can just go and deploy and just do what he needs to do there. And then we also have the one that was just the regular Motherkind. How are we doing when it comes to warship building? I mean, I know we said we're building up the other technologies, but how's our military capacity going when it comes to our weapons?
For your weapons, it hasn't they've advanced at a decent rate, but not to the extent that not to their full potential.
All right. Well, at least we could still use a good amount of it for testing. Yeah. What better way than to kill our own brethren? Looks like. But okay. So now with that in mind, I definitely want at least another warship as many as we could probably get.
So
but I want that warship as a secondary objective to modernizing the first colony.
Like, wait, what do you mean modernizing?
So, well, okay, so you know how we're bringing technology too? Like, that's still modernization. Mm-hmm. Like, we're still bringing that technology over to the first colony. Well, I still need warships for these battles. So, the technology used to build the warships, and want that as secondary compared to the actual technology that we're using to just industrialize the first colony.
Okay.
So those are still high priorities, but I still want that a little more secondary. So if for some reason we're running low on the resources, or we have this little conflict of interest here, focus more on that instead.
Mm-hmm. Regulus also explains that if we want to, there could be a way to circumvent the actual battles if we're able to use Zakite as weapons.
I like exactly where this is going. This is going to be like mustard gas, but with Zakite.
We can try to make them flock to the Zakite fields and make the battle happen there, so that while it's all happening, the Zakite are also getting them as well.
So pretty much lure them in to a false sense of security when they go for one of the colonies. And then we'll ambush them with the Zakites, use their forces and the warships to go after the rest. Mm-hmm. I like it. Yeah.
Kind of pin them.
Exactly. We first make it... We'll start off with like one regular offensive thing, so that incentivizes them to go for one of the colonies. Mm-hmm. And then after that, that's when we'll
it's like lure them, basically.
Yeah, we're literally... Yeah, preemptive strike is what we're doing.
Okay. And you also have a lot of spec ops that are scanning for when they will arrive.
Of course, yeah. Well, I trust spec ops to do that way more than I trust enforcers.
Yeah.
Enforcers, I want them on the ground doing the dirty work.
And as this happens, that will be the end of the 3 cycles, and then the end of this session.
Alrighty. And quick question for you: when am I going to need to spend all these the CP that I have for Cyron?
When we're done with the time skip.
Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure, because like if you're going to make me start actually fighting, like I'd rather rank this guy up then. But yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we just time highlights.
Yeah.
Timeline.
I don't think. I mean, you would be fighting. Would you be fighting on the main front line?
I don't... Good question. I might for, like, the initial battle, and then I might for, like, a final. And only if it really becomes, like, necessary, but then that would mean at most, like, 3 times.
Because right now, I mean, Vorman would be fighting on the front line, and he's kind of, like...
I still want to participate in, like, 1, probably at most 2. Mm-hmm. But this way, so it still motivates my people. Like, the first and the end. Like, hey, here's the beginning, final stretch, too. But Vorman would still be the better, like, one suited for it. Mm-hmm. But I still got to leave my people alone. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was good.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, everyone, for listening. These are continuing to grow. We have Cyron's whole situation with time skipping, because we gotta catch you up.
Yeah, and let's be honest, this is just one giant consolidation of power right now. Yes. Right before the grand attack.
Basically, it's like you're building yourself up for when you actually when it actually matters, when you start heading out of the Duskian worlds. Mm-hmm. And then you also have William. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where this goes. Thank you, everyone. And if death comes to you,
may you be reborn in power.
End credits. I thank you for listening to Dusk vs. Dawn. With each entry, we explore deeper aspects of the turmoil within the core realms. I hope you are listening carefully as we get closer to the climax of Evemore's will. Also, if you want to be reborn yourself, you can subscribe as a Chosen to access Chosen creation and exclusive Codex entries. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.